it'll sound like this. So I had the wonderful, amazing idea of trying to make something that no one's ever made before. Now this is obviously not a very normal thing to do, but I just felt like being a little ambitious, you know? I felt like having a little bit of spirit in my words. So what did I make? What project could I possibly have made that no one's done before? And no, it's not gonna be an AI rapper, it's gonna be something even greater than that. And that would be a Soundboard command line interface. People don't know what a command line interface is. It's when you type stuff in your prompt, your CMD, and you get stuff back. Not a whole lot to it. But what if I told you you can actually troll your own friends with this command line version? I'll be showing you the development process of how I made this. I'll guide you through it because, dude, who doesn't want to see something as stupid as this? But let me show you a little use case here. I spent around a week making this and I'm very proud of it. I think all of you guys should just watch this and watch this amazing project I make. So first things first, we're in my directory and I just do, let's just call for help. And as you can see, wow, we have just an abundance of features right there. Just look at that. Add, bind, list, play, remove, reset, start, stream. What about a lot of things there, huh? Let's say I want to just list everything I got. So if I want to list everything, and don't ask me why one of the sounds is called 6/7. Now for copyright purposes, I'm not going to get too much into detail about the music, but I will show you a nice demonstration. Actually, I do think at the moment, it adds a bunch of reverb. Yeah, it adds 10 reverbs. So let's just get rid of that. You know, we don't need that. That's fine. I know. I would take a look right here. This took definitely a little process to make, but I'll break it down right through it. Can we stop this, please? Why is this happening? It all started with me just thinking in my room alone. I was like, dude, why the hell have I not made anything really cool and like actually worth showing anyone anything? I can sit here and talk about AI topics all day and all that bullshit, but I need to present something to the table. I need to be worth watching. I need to be worth being just a coder. So I opened up a little directory here called Press Play. It's an adorable name. What a banging name. What an absolutely just amazing name. And the initial idea was called Funny Buttons. And the idea was to just get a sound from YouTube and turn it into a button on your screen. Now, if you look right here, we actually have an interface folder and it has a button class right here. And I actually sat here and designed a button class to play the audios on a button. But if you notice at the start of this video, I said it was a command line interface. That is a graphical interface. So that just kind of violated the rules. There's no real need to have this here. But I will show you it real quick. I'll show you what it would have been. But if we want to just add it back, I'll just do this. And yeah, there you go. So there's just a good button right here. That's literally all this is. So it's cool, it's cute, whatever. But as you can see, it serves no purpose. I was messing around with arg parse on Python. I was like, dude, this is kind of chopped. I'm not gonna hold you. I found click. Click is so sexy. Oh my, click. Just let me have like 30 seconds with you, bro. Please, it's all take. And as you can see, we're designing a nice, pretty little interface, and it's so easy. It's so just, ugh. But here's what actually gets really cumbersome. Like, it starts to just suck from here on out. It really just blows. Because I had to design a database and I had to move around the files. I can strongly say, I say this with 100% just almost anger. Trying to design a file structure from scratch it's so annoying. And obviously, there's no perfect file structure either, so you're kind of sitting here just scratching your ass thinking, what the hell? I came into this project thinking it was just gonna be a calm CLI, gonna have a lot of features, might be a few files, and no. The basic things actually get pretty complex very quickly. Almost anyone can write a script. That's why AI can even write a script. It doesn't take a whole lot of knowledge. Then you start getting the design patterns and to just clean code in a bigger base, and you're like, damn. Now I see why I don't get paid $100,000 a year to do this. After we designed a database, then we had to work with the actual sound model. Trying to design a soundboard is a lot harder than you'd think. You think, oh, we need a file, you need a path. You need to play the song, you need to do this, that, not that bad, right? Wrong. First off, I learned a tough lesson here. As you can see, I didn't use the data class anymore. Data classes kind of make it a lot easier for you. Here's an example on the screen. You might sit down here and think, wow, maybe I can do all my classes like this. No, not at all. Sometimes the shortcuts are the longest way out. And even though data classes can provide the same thing as every normal class, it just starts to suck over time. The reason why I can still define raw classes is because they're just nice and concise. This is all just there. But aside from the point, I had to find a system to uniquely identify all my sounds so that I know that they're actually unique. And you define a way to do it that actually worked every single time. And we just used SHA-256, a nice little hashing algorithm. And after we got this hash ID, we needed to actually design a way to play it. And funnily enough, we actually used a game library to implement this. The game libraries actually have a lot of cool stuff. But if you look right here, I had to actually turn off this one warning because every time you don't have it, there's a warning. And I'll show you real quick what it does. So if I get rid of these things and I just play a sound like I did earlier, there's a hello from the Pygame community. And, shout out to Pygame, by the way, of course. I don't even know if you're allowed to do this, but it's not for profit, so it's fine. I had to find a way to play it without blocking the thread. And I also had to find a way to play it while blocking the thread. And the reason for this is because if you want to play multiple sounds, you don't block the thread. If you want to play one song, you just block it. And most of the time, you're going to be playing one. But it kind of hit me halfway through, like, yo, you can't do that. Basic stop is playing whatever. So I thought I made this. I had the very basic implementation to just play songs. I'm like, wow, this is so cool. But I only did it through files. What if you could just go to a YouTube video and download it? Wait a minute, that's what I did. So there's this wonderful library called a YT_DLP, which I'm pretty sure is just downloading program, something like that, man. Open source repository. They do all this amazing stuff. They just get to the video right from YouTube, and boom, done. Now I won't even hold you though. The output sort of format thing here, it confused me a little bit because you have %s, which I know is a string formatter, but then you have the title in there. So I guess it's like, it's almost folded on top of each other. So that was really weird to me. I had to figure that out. And then best audio / best. And I had some weird issue getting the file. But anyway, now we stored it in a file called sounds here. So we can play it anytime we want. I don't know, there's just something so boring about just having a little CLI that just plays songs. I'm like, man, there has to be more to this. And that's when my brain just started, I felt like a light bulb just popped on my head. It was like an enlightening moment. What if I added a way to just change the sound? Now this is where it gets a little bit tough though, because the math behind anything audio related just sucks. And I had to pray to God that there was a library out there to help me out, and thankfully there was. And what I learned by making effects is that you can actually stream your audio to a Discord call or anything. But if you go to effects.py, you notice a nice fat script here. And if you look at right here, it says thank you, Claude. Because listen, I like to say I'm good at math. I like to assume I'm good at math, but bro, messing with audio is very, very cumbersome. There's plenty of documented things out there. So realistically speaking, I probably would have just looked up some math behind it and tried to implement it from scratch. It would have kind of sucked a little bit, which of course, the imperfect execution is always better than a perfect plan. That's a very true thing. But in this case, I just needed a quick implementation because in reality, reverb and echo are not insanely hard, but they were tough enough to where I didn't want to mess it up. I mean, if any of you can please explain the math behind this and why it works and how, that'd be really nice, because I'm not in the mood to really find some documents on why this works. And just trust me, I was around the 5-hour point right now today when I was making this, because remember, I didn't do this all in one day. And I used to typecast for the first time in a Python program. Isn't that funny? A dynamic language actually presents you a situation that prompts you to use cast. I'll probably end up using AI to explain this to me but I will try my best to understand this. Anyway, and here's where it gets to the really fun part. Let's say I want to play any of these with reverb. I actually have not implemented it to be played yet with reverb, but I did jerry-rig it a little way because look, we have the default device, which is what this library uses to play it. And I can actually just use my own. We have reverb for Engine 10. And if I play, I don't know, this Billie Eilish, it'll sound like this. I don't know why I was about to say good, but no, we do not like that. It sounds like garbage. But so far I've had an absolute blast with this because for one, I love the Discord soundboard. And I'm like, wait a minute, what if I just do it on my own? And I did, don't worry. Oh, wow. And then I'm like, what's next? Do I put this on GitHub? What do I do? So I made a private repository for now because if you look at my file directory, this is the README file. It's one line. It's very well actually descriptive. It describes exactly what this does. This should be how all READMEs are, honestly. Dude, can my voice stop? I don't know what it is today, but my voice, there's like something stuck in my throat. I can't talk right. And there's one more feature I had to show you before I, close this video down. And that would be the start. Now what could start mean? I showed you streaming. I showed you essentially all of these. But what could start mean? Well, if you remember, I assigned every single sound a keybind. We had Billy, Cardi, 6-7, and shit, it's not even there. Oh my fucking god. That's fun. I guess I learned I'm an idiot. So now, hit start. We have a registered sound, Billy as F, Cardi as Q, and 6-7 as H. So now, guys, this is not what we've been waiting for. And I'll be honest, I'm not a creative guy. I can't think of this stuff that easily. It's been a great challenge of mine. I just cannot think of projects, and that's fine. I'm trying my best to get better at this because you just can't think of amazing ideas. It doesn't happen that easily. I got lucky. I was like shitting and I just thought of this. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. It might be a little bit longer than usual, but that is completely fine. I'm gonna make sure this video slaps. I'm gonna put a lot of effort into this editing. Anyways, peace out. Thank you.